Hello, hello guys. This is my first video on this channel. Um, for my first video, to those who've seen me on Twitch, I just gotta make this. I just gotta make this deck guide on Jade Shaman, Jade Control Shaman. I figured I'd show you guys my most recent list and just walk you through the thought processes and just the gameplay decision that you make during this deck. The curve, as you can see, is peaks at 8. Peaks of 8 cards at 3 mana. Um, the weird part about this card is that typically J Shaman decks have like 9 to 11 cards, but I found that um, thanks to the introduction of Scheme, Volcano, you want to run those 5 mana big spells against Zyro decks. Um, the list feels pretty solid to me right now. Of course, the list is probably like 25 core cards, I'd argue, and 5 flex spots, depending on metas. Maybe even 20 core cards, and like if I really want to push it. But I really just peg it at 25, 26 maybe, and then where you go in and out. But metas do change and things do get weird. Like for example, Metatide, for example, was at a certain point it was just you shouldn't have run any Metatide totems in your deck. You should have just had Farsight, an Acolyte of Pain, and no Metatide totems. Because the Metatide totem was just that bad in the meta. I mean, but usually it's a pretty core card in the deck for card draw. As you can see, our draw engine is going to be Acolyte of Pain, double Metatide. Seems pretty solid to me. Um, it's like a normal Jade Shaman deck. We run Jade Claws. We run Rummaging Kobold in this variant. And this is kind of like a if we were to have like circles, I guess this would be like in the secondary circle of like core cards. This is one of the cards that always manages to squeeze its way back into the deck because of its power level along with Bran and Shudderwalk. So if you play it before you play Shudderwalk, then the Shudderwalk basically gets you 2 extra Jades, one in your hand with the Jade Claws and one on the board. And when you play it with the Bran, this is like this insane, really cool combo where you go Bran, Jade Kobold, Jade Claws, and you get a whole bunch of value. And you get this wave of Jades of sorts. And you can even play the second Jade Claws and starting with the first Jade Claws. All you're wasting is 1 charge of a Jade Claws, and you still get 4 Jades. Um, and you wrap up with your Shudderwalk. Hack of the Scheme is in here, honestly, because of Lotheb's existence. Oh, crap. I took it out by accident. It's ironically in Wild better as a anti-aggro tool than as a value tool. It's not to say it doesn't have a lot of value. It's just you're a Jade deck. Yeah, so your game plan is generally like your value is generally ramping up your Jades and presenting them as threats. Um, and Anti-Healbot and Ziliax are kind of like the universal healing package in Wild. Um, I don't run two Anti-Healbots because that's a little too much. I have Healing Rains. Um, yeah, and it's just gonna cost too much mana for me. Um, and everything else is pretty core. I mean, the J Chieftain's kind of it's kind of an iffy card to some people, but I found in my long experience of playing Jade Shaman that it's really nice to have against aggro and control decks, even mid-range decks too, if you rep up your Jades early enough. So um, it's and even if it's like a 3/3 taunt, it's just good enough at like that much. So if by turn 7, if you this is a 1-up too, so it's not like you get it by turn 7, but like turn 10 is typically when you get it. Um, and by then you don't have 2 or 3 Jades, you have other problems. So it's a pretty nice card to have in your deck along with the Shudderwalk as well because it makes it safer for you to go Shudderwalk on like more conflicted boards along with the NC Killbot. But I guess enough talking, and let's get into the deck gameplay and more decisions. I'll say some stuff throughout, like mulligans and all sorts of things. I'm ranked 5 and 5 stars, all this early in the season, but I've been take it with a grain of salt. You drop down to rank 5 once you get legend, and yeah, or rank 4, and I dropped down because I was playing a lot of decks, like some janky decks. I had a lot of fun though. One thing about Infamous Wild is the long queue times. This is when you know that you're probably like top 1% at least. So it's like, yes, a pat on my back, but it's like I'll happily trade it in for some actual speed and queuing up. So I have like a bias for convincing people to play Wild because more people that are on Wild like playing it a little bit more constantly than unless this happens. I don't have to worry about that. Important mulligan decisions, typically against the cards you want to keep in every match. Cards you want to keep in general are probably going to be Jade Claws, definitely. Devolve, Maelstrom Portal, scheme against aggro if you think they're aggro or mid range. Like look this against this guy. We think they're an even shaman or a murloc shaman. We don't keep Ziliax. It's not a clear. Um, I don't keep Brent. We don't keep Jade Spirit. But we do keep Jade Claws because it's Jade Claws. That's one thing you learn about playing Jade Shaman. Jade Claws is an auto keep in literally every matchup. Um, it's like there. I can't think of the scenario right now where you would not keep Jade Claws. It's just that good. It runs with your Jades early in the game. Deals 4 damage if it's against control decks with the 2 charges, or is a great war control tool against aggro or mid range. So it's just great all around. It's a little iffy against control decks, but even then it's still great because it runs with your Jades. Other cards we're looking for are Hag of the Sphinx. It takes time for it to charge up. Against even Shaman specifically, you'd rather have Devolve instead of Maelstrom Portal. We honestly would have considered mulliganing away the Maelstrom Portal if we got in it, because it's so bad against even Shaman. And Devolve is great against either one of them, so that's why you want to keep cards that are great in multiple matchups if you know what the deck layout is. J Lightning is also a card that's kind of um, like a last minute pickup against aggro decks, because it generates a lot of tempo. It does kill a minion and summon a minion, all for 1 card, which is incredible. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna go J Close and then fill the thing up bubble. Our opponent probably thought we were an even shaman or a Murloc shaman, so that's the advantage you get by playing Jade Shaman. Um, I'll make sure I have the deck code in the description or in the comments. But it'll be there. It'll be there somewhere. Looking for a 1/1, I assume. Oh, Healing Titan Wolf, friend of mine. Next turn, probably gonna go like J Lightning. Unless he goes to Swarm at 7/7, which case we're probably gonna go Hex. Um, but Direwolf Alpha replaced Flame Tongue after Flame Tongue got nerfed because they generate that many tokens. Things to worry about against even Shaman. You worry about Sea Giants. Um, I don't know why he traded it there. But he doesn't know what my deck's like, maybe, which is a fair enough argument. J Lightning that is basically getting rid of 4 damage on the board, which is nice. And we don't have to worry about Sea Giant yet because 4 minions on the board. Even if he had 5 mana, which he doesn't, um, it would be a 6 mana giant in their hand. We do want to clear their board for next turn, so we're hoping to roll spell damage at them, right? I don't know if I mean hero power doesn't really affect the thing anyways. All right, so we're gonna do Hex. What is Hex the Sea Giant when it comes out, right? I don't want to coin it out because coin's pretty important. The unfortunate part about having Healing Ring in your deck is that it really sucks when it's just stuck in your hand. It's not very likely that you draw 2 Healing Rings. So don't sweat the small stuff. Look at the big picture stuff. That's also a very big threat. That's another 8/8. I'm honestly just inclined to go Hex and then Hero Power. I'm hoping I don't get the 1/1. This freezes up their entire board. They can't clear their own minions unless they spend their own burn on their own minions. They don't run things like Bloodlust or they could run Stormbringer, but that's not very common. It had a brief stint, um, it being an even shaman dex, but it's not a terrible card. But you know, because after the buffs, it became much more powerful. But it's not exactly a great card. That's gonna be. We're gonna do a healing ring. I think I want to go the mana type because I really need to. We haven't gotten any schemes or any devolves. We use both for hexes, so we got to worry about Sea Giant. Chieftain's a pretty solid card. We can do Chieftain, I guess. I wish we got it this turn. Next turn might be like a Lothep plus Healing Rain turn, depending on how it goes. He might like try to like burn me for some. Probably gonna trade his 1/1. What his 1/1's in, or maybe not. Maybe he goes Maelstrom Portal. Okay. Wow. Okay, Maelstrom Portal. Anyways, so he's filling up his entire board. Um, I'm just looking for a Spellbound Shadow at this point, because I kind of want to use Maelstrom Portal to play the board. J Lining's pretty solid. No, I want to develop Lothep because it's very good for preventing burnouts, and I want to force him to do something else. Also, is really. Oh, he's gonna do the fire elements, wasn't he? Hold it. So we're probably hero power for spell damage, hopefully, right? Or keep on rolling forward. We have nothing better to do. I mean, we have 4 + 2, which is 6 mana. Nothing else. Ugh, never lucky. Never lucky. Well, at least we developed this. That's not so bad. It's not bad at all. This is what point where we kind of wish they deal face damage. You can go Chieftain plus Healing Rain. Shudderwalk is not quite juiced up considering that we use both our Jade Lightnings. We've only played one Battlecry Jade, uh, so that sucks. I'm probably gonna go Spirit plus Antique Blood. I'm hoping he doesn't have a Sea Giant. That also sucks. Is it going face or mini? Right? Yeah, let's figure it. And then he heals. We could go Spirit plus Kobold plus Claws, and then I would buff up our Shudderwalk. I want to go Chieftain, but we have to go. Wait, how much damage is on the board? 6 + 3, which is 9, plus 2, which is 11. We're at 13. He's already used one Stormcrack and one J Lightning. So let's say he's another. I mean, not Stormcrack, Crackle. Stormcrack is another card. Crackle is 2 mana, deal, let's say 6 damage, 7 damage in this case. Um, so this is 11 damage on the board. He needs 6 more damage on top of that. I think that's fairly unlikely. What if we do? What if we do NCK Lot plus the Armor J Kobold J Claws? Don't overthink it. Just play stats. The unfortunate part is that we overload instead of actually using the mana we have on hand currently. I want to make sure I stay. I want to make sure I stay a little bit ahead on the Jades. The bad part about that play was that we don't put NC Kill in our pool, but next turn we're probably gonna go like NC Kill plus Healing Rain or something like that, because we are far ahead on the board right now. I am worried about Sea Giant, which is why I need to really fight for the board. Devolve is actually probably a net positive for me. It's incredible. That's also awesome. This is where we wish we draw our Maelstrom Portal or something, so we can just use Maelstrom Portal. We also got a 3 mana 4/4, so we got pretty lucky with that. If we draw Maelstrom Portal, we can do Chieftain plus Maelstrom Portal, which is beautiful in this board. Cool. Yep, the Giant, it appears, and he'll get rid of the poisonous dude. Uh-huh. Portal. 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 Alright, so I can go, we're gonna go trade. Okay. I think I'm gonna trade my claws into here because I want to preserve my health total over my minion's health total. Get rid of the 3/4. Get rid of the 2/2. Is that really what I'm saying? Those are the considerations. Uh, Next turn is probably an Antique Healbot Healing Rain turn, hopefully. Then we can go on a Shudderwalk, or we just go on a Shudderwalk. Hoping to draw like Zolda. Make my life easier by, oh, yeah, that's a thing. Yep. Manfear is actually a card in even Shaman. It's the funny little synergies in Wild. Wild's all those synergies. Alright, so we're gonna go NC Healbot plus Healing Rain. Yeah. This, that, and I think we'll devolve here. I think we'll do Healing Rain. No, wait, we'll wait to trade first. No, doesn't even matter. And we just won from here, I think. The Shudderwalk definitely helps. Healing, sorry, Healing Totem's kind of a very friendly place around here. Maelstrom Portal? What? Oh, that makes more sense. I was very confused at first. Um, trade. We won the game in the long run. Oh my god, if we Zola our Shudderwalk, our opponent just loses. I mean, if we don't win the game on the spot, we won the game. I'm hoping for a taunt. I'm making sure. Oh, I'm hoping. Okay, yeah. How many battle cards did we play? Rummaging Kobold. Oh, we played exactly the perfect amount, so we were going to get tunk regardless. This is a pretty picture. This is a pretty picture perfect game. Duval was actually something I was really scared of, but I wish Zola the Benedict Stimplet. Spiciness. No, I will become the even shaman. We are now rank 4. Um, that game was a pretty solid um, showing of what happens when the deck goes right. Felt good, felt solid, and I'll probably put one more game up. Nah, I think we'll call it a day. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I think that's a pretty good description. This is obviously a pretty, it might be a pretty meh video, but I just want to get something out there for now. I'll probably come back and revisit this. I just want to put something out there for now. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice one.